Hello, and welcome back to episode 14 of the Married with Media podcast. We are back after a um, little bit of a hiatus, but that's okay. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well, I think we committed to like one every 2 weeks,
let's
maybe
clarify.
once a month.
You said that you
I
would
like
like
to
to
be
do.
optimistic, but
Yeah.
it does get difficult.
It does get difficult. We've said it, a million times, but we have full-time jobs and children, and there's just it always feels like there's a million things going on. So
Yeah, this
um
channel has really, turned into a passion project for us. Like we have to be passionate about it to even do it, I
right.
feel like.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're here to talk about what we've been watching.
Yep.
We're here to talk about February and then March thus far, I guess, right?
Yeah, March this far. What are we at? Where are we at now? March the 19th
Yeah.
as we're filming. This
Yeah.
year is
So
moving along.
and then hopefully we don't take too long with that. I don't know, but we're also hoping to talk about um what is it? Gen Z? Is that what it is?
Gen Z, yeah.
If Gen Z can save Hollywood. This was an article that Hollywood Reporter put out.
Yeah.
And I just thought it had some kind of like interesting information. There's like some statistics and like graphics and stuff. And so I thought that that could be fun to kind of talk um, about that.
Yeah, I
The
talked
movie
about
going
a similar
experience.
topic on my channel where they were talking about can Gen Z save physical media?
Yeah.
So we're all of our eggs are in Gen Z's basket at this point
Mm.
when it comes to movies and physical
Yeah.
media.
So, yeah, we're going to chat about that in today's episode. So, we are going to start with what we've been watching. I guess
Yeah.
we'll just get right into it. And, I guess
Well,
housekeeping.
I do want to address the Oscars real
Okay.
quick before we start because that did happen. It is a big event in movies.
Yeah.
You did not watch it. I watched it, but I wanted to ask you since we haven't really talked about it. Do you know like the highlights? Are you familiar with what happened? What are your general
Yeah. I mean,
thoughts?
I'm on social media, so I definitely know the highlights. And of
Yeah.
course, you were.
I like to watch it in its entirety. And I haven't always been that way. I feel like there's been some years where I've kind of just been like, I'll get the highlights or whatever. But this
Mhm.
year I was more invested than usual.
Yeah, so I definitely was just like not in the mood on Sunday when it came
Yeah,
on.
you were over it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to watch it. I don't know, I guess because there wasn't like any movie in particular, maybe besides K-pop Demon Hunters, that I was just like overly excited about
Yeah.
winning something.
If Rental Family and No Other Choice of being there
Yeah,
had
for
been in there,
sure.
you would have been more
Yeah,
excited.
I guess I was just like a little indifferent about who won stuff. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it this year. And so yeah, but I mean I'll just go ahead and say that I was happy that K-pop Demon Hunters won a few things. They won best animated film
They did, yep.
and they won best is it song or soundtrack? No, it's song.
Original song.
Original
Yeah, they won
song.
for the what's the song called?
Golden.
Golden. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what they won for.
And so yeah, I was happy about that. I did see though where I think it was best original song where they got like cut off.
They did. They got cut off.
They like got up there and barely got to say anything, and then the music like started playing.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about that.
Yeah.
It did feel like they didn't give them a lot of time.
Yeah.
So maybe like a minute or two longer. Because I mean, this is not an ordinary like best song winner.
Mhm.
Like this is a big song. I mean, this movie like
Oh,
took
yeah.
the world by storm, and this
Mhm.
song like this could have brought in a lot of viewers to the Oscars. So I do feel like a little bit of respect should have been paid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like maybe they got behind on schedule and they're like, we're cutting it right here. But I think that's
well, something happened earlier in the night. Like
Okay.
there was the I think it was the short documentary. It was a tie. So
Oh,
they
yeah,
they
yeah.
had to, like, give them both time to get up there and talk, and the second people that got up there and talked forever. And
Wow.
it was weird how they gave them so much time and they wouldn't cut them off, but then
Right.
later on, they were gonna cut off best song.
Right.
So that was
Interesting.
kind of an issue to me. The whole show was kind of a mess as far as how it was produced and
Right.
structured,
Yeah.
and just things seemed to weird things just kept happening all night, like with the audio and like the cameras, like there was just weird cuts and edits like throughout. It just felt like the production was off, like they didn't know what they were doing behind the scenes.
So I guess it was a good year for me to skip.
I mean, the show itself was good. Like I was more invested in like the movies and the winners and stuff than I was last year. Last year I hadn't seen like half the movies
Yeah.
and I didn't like Honora that much at all, and that was
Yeah.
kind of the front runner. So like I enjoyed the show more this year, I think,
hmm
even though there were more problems, I guess, than last year.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was like anything that stood out to me besides besides K-pop Demon Hunters. Um, yeah, I mean, I know that you enjoy, the host, and this was what
Conan, he was not as funny this year.
how was
Second
this
year.
second? Okay, so he's
Yeah.
only done it twice. I knew that he had done it before.
Yeah, his stuff in the beginning a lot of it fell flat. Like I just feel like last year, maybe because last year's nominees, like there was just more to make fun of there. Like you
Yeah.
had Amelia Perez and
Right.
other things that you could like make fun of a little bit more.
Yeah.
And these movies this year was like he even talked about it on a talk show he was on beforehand. He's like, we can't come up with a joke for Train Dreams. Like I can't even think of anything
Right.
to make fun of the movie on.
It's funny.
So the jokes just felt tamer
Yeah.
and they just felt flatter than last year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I mean, before we like spend too much time on this segment, was there just like anything that you wanted to really talk about? Because I know that like you said, you were really into it this year. So
well, if I had it my way, Train Dreams
yeah.
would have won Best Picture and would have won more awards because that was my favorite of the year. But I was rooting for Sinners because I knew that was realistically the one that was gonna probably take some awards. And I was really hoping that was gonna win Best Picture just because I feel like that's a better representation of the year
What Train
than
Dreams?
no, Sinners.
Oh, Sinners. I'm sorry.
Than One Battle After Another. Even though I think One Battle After Another is good, I think it's kind of unfairly maligned and criticized by some people. I think it's a decent film. But I still don't think it's a Best Picture movie. I mean, we watched it together and you didn't really enjoy it all that much, and I thought it was just okay. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a movie I may warm up to. I was happy for Paul Thomas Anderson. He
Mhm.
actually won, an Oscar. He's been directing since Boogie Nights in the 90s. Like he's just been
Yeah.
directing a lot of bangers over the years.
Yeah.
So I was happy for him, kind of in the same way I was happy for Sean Baker last year, even though I didn't love Honora. But I still would have rather have had I just feel like Sinners would have been the better moments. And I feel like that's the movie that's gonna carry on into the future as far as
Yeah.
legacy.
Without well, so I know that Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor.
Yeah, really good moment, really good speech. Everybody had good speeches. Nothing went on for
And
too long either.
And, I've heard, people say that it's because Timothy,
Oh, yeah. We haven't even talked
um,
about that, the ballet and
the
opera, all
guy,
that stuff.
people are just saying that, like, maybe he was going to get it, but because of his comments, they decided to give it to Michael B. Jordan. And then they were kind of, then people were upset because they're like, no, like Michael B. Jordan
Well,
deserved
the
it
thing
and
about
was
that is
always
before
going to get
that
it.
went viral, like the voting was done. So like the voting had been over with. Like when
Well,
that
you don't think that they
exploded
could
and
have
everybody started
changed it if
talking
they
about
wanted
it.
to?
No, I think at that point, like you can't go back and change your vote once it's locked in.
Oh, come on. It's Hollywood. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They eat babies.
I think that people just got tired of Timothy and his shtick, and he's got a Kardashian. He's like a heel. Like I
Mhm.
think of things in old wrestling terms. Like he's kind of like a classic like bad guy heel.
Mhm.
Like he's got a Kardashian on his arm, and he just seems a little bit too pompous and arrogant. And
Yeah.
he really
Yeah, I
played that
mean,
up in the promotion for Marty Supreme. Like he tried to be that character, and he's a very unlikable character.
mhm.
So I just feel like it kind of rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I know that you've talked about that too, about how like, oh, like he's method acting and stuff like that. And I watched a whole video about like his downfall and about method acting in general and how it's kind of just an excuse to
Yeah.
be an asshole.
But I don't think he's like really being an asshole. Like in
Yeah.
interviews and stuff, like he's not really an asshole. Like he just says like some stupid things here and there.
So I think that he definitely does, come across a little conceited. And,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do believe in like manifestation, and like he definitely seems like he believes in that. Like he's going to claim
Well, he
what.
said that last year. That was another thing that people got upset about, the fact that he
Yeah.
proclaimed himself the next great actor.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be great and I'm going to win Oscars and stuff.
Right.
Like this is it.
And it's like, I don't want to like talk about this too long, but I don't think there's anything wrong with like positive self-talk or whatever. But at least on the internet, like what we see like on videos and stuff, like he does come across a little big for his britches now, and he's still quite young.
Yeah.
And I
But
still
then,
feel like he has, something to prove. Like I don't know if we can just go ahead and say he's one of the greats.
no, he's done a lot of good stuff, and I didn't used to like him at all.
Yeah.
As an actor. It was that movie The King on Netflix that really
Yeah.
kind of turned me on him. And with this whole thing that's going on, it just makes me kind of like him more, just because
You would.
I like that like heelish like persona. Like I don't know, I always kind of in wrestling would root for the bad guys and stuff. I don't think he's like actually a bad guy, but I like that kind of cocky mentality, playing stuff up.
Yeah, but
I don't know if
it's
that's going to
like,
help him like in the long run
yeah.
to get
But
an
like
Oscar.
we're
but-
not supposed to assume that he's like acting. Like this is supposed to be like his real like his real self.
Yeah,
So
but
I
he's,
don't know how you can act like this is like a
but I don't
wrestling
know, like,
promo. Like
well, I don't know. I think people like it. I think they enjoy it. And say what you want about it, but like Marty Supreme's the highest grossing A24 film. And it's because he did all this work to go out there and promote it. Like, and in this way, and in this specific way. Where he got like the younger audience to come out and see this like art house A24 movie in the theaters. And I don't know. I think there's something to be said for that. Maybe this is like a new way to promote movies, like for the younger generation in the future.
I mean, I don't know if I was living under a rock, but I don't really know like what he did to promote it. I don't understand.
He played up the persona and the character. He did all kinds of stuff. He like did this fake Zoom call where he was being this like overconfident, like cocky asshole person on it, and like put that out there, and people thought it was real. Like, yeah, he did some stuff. You just have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But back to Michael B. Jordan, like
he
he played it very quiet, very humble, very reserved, and I think people just gravitated towards that more and wanted to support that more.
Yeah.
So, honestly, you didn't like the movie. I think Ethan Hawke should have won for Blue Moon. I just think it was a stronger performance.
Gotcha.
Like he just transformed himself. You didn't even know it was Ethan Hawke you were watching when you're watching the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
I think too, though, like Michael B. Jordan kind of gets more credit because he had to play twins. And it's like people just kind of automatically say like, oh, if you can do that, like you're awesome, I don't know. So I feel like that kind of like,
I mean, and Smoke and Stack, they weren't like super different though.
Right.
But he also had to play like two versions of one of them because one of them was a real person and one of them was a vampire.
Yeah.
At a certain point in the movie.
Yeah.
I love Michael B. Jordan, so I'm happy for him. And
I mean, yeah, it is kind of one of those things. Like Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, but it's like, is this the movie that should have got him an Oscar for Best Actor? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, probably. I don't know. Like he's just done Creed movies and Black Panther.
Well, I'm saying like maybe that movie hasn't even happened yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we go on too long about this? That wasn't even on the agenda.
No, that's it. I just wanted to get you talking about. I'm trying to think if there was any other. Amy Madigan winning for Weapons was good. You actually watched that. That was a good,
she's
kind of feel good moment.
Very likable.
Yeah. But no, that's it. let's get into what we watched together. Let me
Okay.
find the first movie.
Try not to shake the table.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to shake.
It's
So
very sensitive.
I'm gonna try not to talk about stuff we have already talked about. I'm going back to like February, and I'm like,
Yeah.
geez, like
I know.
this feels such a long time ago. Did we watch Splitsville together?
Yes. Well, yes.
That
and
was a
no.
terrible movie.
I kind of, it was like one
It
of
was
those where I
awful.
like checked out, you know, but
Yeah.
I still got the gist of it.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. I mentioned it earlier, but we kind of watched Blue Moon together, but that was another one that you kind of checked out on.
Yeah, it was. I mean, so are you not talking about them or?
No, I mean we can talk about them. I didn't have much to say about Splitsville.
Okay.
I just didn't. I
Yeah,
thought
it was just like a very messy, chaotic movie, and just very unlikable characters, and just like, yeah, just not my vibe.
Well, do you want to address that? Because some people say that it doesn't matter if they're unlikable or not. You should just get into the characters. How did they do? Did they do their job well as those unlikable characters?
Well, you know, unfortunately, sometimes like not liking an actor, you know,
For me, I
affects-
just thought it was a messy ass movie.
yeah, like I don't
Um,
love Dakota Johnson, and she's in this.
Yeah.
And I also don't like infidelity. And
Yeah.
so I'm just like very triggered by it. I just don't like so basically this is like kind of like
Well,
an
don't say you're
open-
triggered like you've had experience
no.
with it, because you have not.
No, I know I was gonna like say that too, but I guess like childhood trauma or something. But
Yeah, well, not to get like too specific, but we both
we
have
both share that.
experience with that from
Yeah.
other areas of our life.
Yeah.
Just say that.
So, but you know, this movie is just like about kind of like an open marriage type of situation. And so yeah, there was just like a lot of things going against it for me personally, and so yeah, I just couldn't enjoy it. But anyway,
For me, it was supposed to be a comedy, and it failed to do the one thing that comedies are supposed to do, and that's make you laugh and be
Right.
funny. I just thought there was nothing funny about the movie.
and then to go back to, is
It
it
literally starts off with they kill somebody, and it's like played for laughs. Like,
Yeah,
and it's almost
very-
like a tragic moment. I'm like,
very odd?
what is this? This movie
Yeah.
is so like weird and jarring.
Yeah.
So we watched Blue Moon. Ethan Hawke, you checked out of this one as well. But I finished it. I enjoy Blue Moon.
It was
Richard Linklater movie.
it was just like very period piecey, which I like period pieces, but and it was also like a one location
Yeah.
type of movie. And just like Ethan Hawke, like his like accent and stuff, just like the character that he was playing was just like kind of annoying to me, and so I just
Well, he was a playwright, I believe.
I thought it was a song.
Was he a songwriter? Yeah, he was a songwriter.
Yeah,
but
Blue
it's
Moon.
his
It's a song.
his partner went on to become the writer and producer of like Broadway musicals.
Mhm.
And he had like a big one that was debuting that night. And
Yeah.
there was a whole party like set at a hotel. And it was kind of commentating on
Well, he didn't even
like-
like it. He was like talking crap about it and stuff.
people. I guess it was another commentary on like being an artist and selling out to be mainstream
Yeah,
versus like trying to maintain your artistic integrity.
kind of like the moment.
Yeah, kind of.
Like
And how
trying
Ethan
to-
Hawke was, his character was very like, I'm going to maintain my artistic integrity. I don't care like if it gets me rich and famous or not.
Yeah.
And while watching his partner achieve all this kind of success and stuff, and
Yeah, but also
how
like,
bitter that can make you.
well,
at
you could
times.
tell that he was like a little jealous, like,
Yeah.
like,
He was jealous, but his partner was like they were trying to get back together to do like a
yeah, he
reunion
was trying to
tour
involve him, but
and things like that. So
anyway, yeah, I don't
there was
feel
some
like Blue
interesting
Moon's
stuff
worth
in there.
talking about that long.
No, it was good. And I thought, honestly, the ones that were nominated, I think I would have gave it to Ethan Hawke. I just think that he had the strong, not the biggest, most grand, most well-seen
Mhm.
performance, but I think he had the best. of
I
all the ones that were
personally would not
nominated.
recommend either one of those movies that we just talked about, but anyway.
Okay. Rental Family, we watched. You saw this in the theaters.
You
I
know
watched
that-
it for the first time.
Yeah.
It actually ended up surprising me. I thought the movie started off a little bit messy, but
Mhm.
I got more into it as it went, and I thought it ended on a really strong note. And I ended up giving it 4 stars.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I loved Rental Family.
I don't know how Brendan Fraser like gets nominated for a movie like The Whale, which is horrible, and he
Mhm.
doesn't get nominated for this, which I think this is a maybe not a stronger
The Well wasn't
performance.
horrible.
I didn't like it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was well made in some aspects. I guess Brendan Fraser's performance was good because he really
Mhm.
did have to transform both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed his performance in Rental Family a lot more.
Don't shake the table.
Sorry.
Um, yeah, I mean, I loved Rental Family. I think it is just such a good feel, emotional life movie. I don't know. I think it's lovely. And, I loved it just as much the second time that I watched it. And, it made me cry again. And so, yeah, I love the movie.
Well, movies that are lovely just don't get any recognition.
I guess not.
That's why I'm surprised Train Dreams even got nominated.
Yeah.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. Song Sung Blue
Yeah.
is another one that you watched half of with me, and you did not like this movie.
I didn't want to watch it, but I started to watch it with you. I didn't get to finish it though. You finished it without me. Um, but yeah, I couldn't get into this one either. It was just like kind of corny to me having them like singing together and stuff. I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't get into it. I thought it was kind of corny. I thought it was corny.
I
And like,
finished it.
what's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. He's like having a heart attack every 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, well, that's a thing. We looked it up.
Or Kate Hudson's getting ran over every 5 seconds. So
Yeah, I mean, it was based on a true story, real life couple that started Neil Diamond cover bands, and I think it was Minnesota or something.
Yeah.
And their trials and tribulations. I mean, she has to have her legs amputated, or maybe one of her legs. Was it one or both? I can't
Maybe
remember.
one the first time, two the second.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody crashes into her, and then like 30 minutes later, somebody crashes into the house again.
Yeah, not at all.
It was good. There were some good emotional moments at the end, and I didn't understand why Kate Hudson was nominated in the first half of the movie, but as we got into the second half, I think she has a lot more to do,
Gotcha.
and I kind of understood it. So Keeper. Keeper. Was this a keeper?
Keeper was not great.
Osgood Perkins.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think that like I want to watch any of his stuff anymore, but I'm sure I will. But it's just yeah, I don't know. It was to me like it's like he was trying really hard to be like weird and stuff. Like you could tell that he was. I mean, like he kind of is like he does that with all of his movies. Has some kind of weird like supernatural thing going on. But for me, this one like the like reveal and stuff like to me it felt like very generic. I don't know. I wasn't vibing with those like weird goo goo gaga baby drooly things.
I was digging the reveal and like where it could go, but then
Yeah.
they just made it really stupid.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
so yeah, I didn't like Keeper either. I think that's his worst movie
And it's just
by
like a
far.
very slow movie. Like you just keep
Yeah.
waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. I agree. Next we watch Predator Badlands.
Predator Badlands. Yeah, this one, I did a video. I did a short on this.
Oh, okay.
I did like
I
the
did too.
last
You
4
want to move
watches.
on then?
I mean, sure, I guess. I'll just say
We haven't
that
talked about it together though.
I know. I was just saying, to me, this movie felt like they were trying to maybe bring in like a younger generation. Like to me, it just felt like a little bit more like lighthearted. They like threw in that fun little cutesy character, and
Yeah.
like I feel like Elle Fanning's character was kind of comedic a bit, and so to me, it just felt like they were trying to make the franchise more like fun and
They're trying to expand on the universe and the lore of the
Yeah.
Predator franchise and really introduce all the big,
Mhm.
world building ideas.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I didn't love it, but it wasn't like bad or anything.
Yeah, I feel the same. I was hoping people really hyped the movie up.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people were
I
like,
don't
"This is
see
my
that,
favorite
but
movie of the year," and I'm
yeah,
just like, I don't get it.
yeah. I thought it
I
was
didn't have that. I'm an old school Predator fan though.
yeah.
To me, Predator is one person or it's
Hmm.
a group of people and they all get picked off and it's one person that's left to battle the Predator,
Yeah.
like the first
And I
one.
mean, they're like typically pretty like
And the
dark and
and the last
serious,
one, like
right?
Prey, I liked Prey,
There's
you
like
know.
usually no like comedic, right? They're all
Well, Predator 2 gets a little
okay.
goofy in parts. And then the one that Shane Black did a few years ago, which I don't even know if you watched, it was called Predators,
Mm,
was a little goofy
mm.
in
Okay.
parts.
Well,
But yeah, they've gotten goofy. But I thought that Prey was kind of a return to form.
yeah.
And I was
I
hoping
enjoyed Prey.
they would continue on in that direction, and they did not with Predator Badlands. Decided to go in a different direction. But that's good. I mean, people like it. That's fine. Next up, we watched.
You have to keep keeping your finger on it so that it doesn't time out on you.
I can't keep my finger on it the whole time. That would be annoying. I
You
guess
have
sit
to
there
just
and put
hold
my
it because you
finger
keep
on
clicking on
something.
the table.
The Scream Murder, a true teen horror story.
Oh, you put that on there?
Do you want to talk about the documentary?
Yeah, so this was a documentary. Was this on Hulu?
It was on Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu, they really come through with those documentaries for me personally. I mean, I watch them all day long. But yeah, I mean, this oh wait, which one is this?
This is the one where the kids.
Oh, the Scream one. I
Yeah.
was thinking of a different one. I watched so many documentaries. I was like blending them here.
Well, this one's
So
confusing because they promote it heavily, like this is Scream inspired.
yeah,
They're wearing ghost face masks and acting like Matthew Lillard, and that's not
yeah,
what this is.
yeah. I told you that they were definitely trying to
They
like
really It was
cash
really kind of a
in.
cheap move, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Like it literally came out around the same time as the new Scream movie. And I feel like they were trying to
Yeah,
capitalize
they
on that.
for sure were.
So pretty messed up.
Kind of gross,
Yeah.
actually.
So, but yeah, I mean, this was about two high school guys who decided they wanted to kill someone, and they figured that the easiest target was a friend, someone that they knew and had easy
Yeah.
access to. And so they ended up killing a girl that they were friends with. And there's some just like really disturbing footage, like real footage of them like filming each other. Like, luckily, the murder was not filmed. But it's like before they go do it, they're like pumping each other up and just like saying like,
Well, the
sorry,
really
it's gotta be
disturbing stuff is
done.
like afterwards when they're riding in the car.
After,
Oh my god, we just did it!
yeah,
All that stuff. I
it's
was like,
just
oh,
like it doesn't feel real. It's like, wow, this isn't a movie. Like, this is real footage of these psycho kids who like obviously have some kind of disconnect.
when did this happen? This was like 2008 or something.
This happened, yeah,
2006,
like
somewhere around there.
late, yeah. So like a few years after I would have graduated. So it still felt pretty like similar to our high school experiences because like these boys, they were like they liked, carrying their camcorder around, and one of them in particular was super into horror movies.
Well, that's
And they were really
something I
like,
didn't like about it. I mean, if that was the case, that was the case. But I
yeah,
do feel like they really leaned into, oh, they liked horror, and
yeah,
that's why they murdered
yeah.
because they liked horror.
Well, they were just talking about how, the one of the guys was just really into horror movies, and they made it seem like he kind of became obsessed with like just murder and, stuff like that, which may have been the case.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's an interesting conversation. I get a little, I guess, triggered
you get a
and
little heated
upset
about
when
it because you're like, I like horror and I'm not a
because
murderer.
there's so many people that like horror movies, and it's not like because I just think that that's like I don't know, like a stereotype or something.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you like horror movies and you're more prone to being a murderer than somebody that likes
yeah.
comedy movies or romance movies or something.
But like we kind of talked about, for the wrong person, like it could affect them.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's and
And so
wrong person misinterprets it or interprets it the wrong way.
Well,
or,
not interprets. It's just like something internally is not right.
yeah.
But I will say this could, I feel like we always say we don't have like any topics to talk about, but like as we sit here and talk, like I can think of a bunch of topics that we could talk about. Like
You better write them down.
I know. But like I do think that movies kind of desensitize you like to things. I do think that. And like specifically horror movies. I feel like, seeing like blood and guts and murder and stuff like that, like I do think that it kind of desensitizes you a little bit. And like, like for instance, when we watch that real footage of these boys, like in your mind, you're just like, this can't be real. This is like a movie. You know what I mean? It's like you can't process that these are
Well,
like
it's a little
real
different.
people.
When I'm watching a horror movie, I know that it was effects and people worked on it
Well,
and things
yeah,
like that. But when I'm watching like real footage of something, that's why I think like found footage movies are so effective, because
Yeah.
they just feel real and like visceral. And that's why I like them, because they actually scare me and get a rise out of me, where a regular horror movie won't oftentimes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like I can tell the difference, and like I'm still going to be affected by something if I see it like right in front of me, or like a video footage of it or something, because I know that that's real.
Yeah.
Versus watching a movie and I don't.
Yeah.
I know it's not real.
Yeah, I guess, but okay.
Yeah.
You're doing it again.
Doing what again?
You're letting it time out.
Well, I have to talk. I can't say, because if I don't if I just keep doing this, I'm just going to focus on that versus like the conversation.
Well,
So
you can do this. Just keep moving your fingers.
Hamnet. You want to talk about Hamnet? We
We
tried to cram some Oscar movies before the Oscars.
I mean, is that not one that we already talked about? I guess
we did not.
Hamnet. I thought that it was, good. I didn't love it. It was. This is one that I talked about on my last four. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, being a mom, if, it's about the death of their son and stuff. And while, yes, it was, very heartbreaking, I don't know. It just like didn't do me in like I feel like it should have. I don't know. It had this like weird, like supernatural element to it that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And I feel like it
witchy element.
Yeah, it kind of like threw me off a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that
See,
with like Hamnet, because it's like a real Hamlet is like a real story. And so it's like they took their spin on it and added this like.
Yeah. Well, Hamnet's a book.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote the book.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's about William Shakespeare, like a real person, and like his son did really die. And so like they're taking something, it's kind of like based on true events, or
they definitely took their liberties with it. I don't think it happened exactly the way it did in the movie.
It's just kind of an odd thing to like take the death of a child and like add this supernatural thing to it. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because this like their kid really did die, and so then they're like she like tried to add in this like witchy element to the death. And
well, I'm saying the movie's based on a book. It's not based on Hamnet's the play, but it's based on an actual book. Somebody wrote a book, Hamnet.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying William Shakespeare, he was in the movie.
Yeah.
And his son died.
Yeah.
And that really happened.
It did really happen, yeah.
So like the story is still the real life story. So I don't really know what you're saying.
I'm just saying like I guess the witchy elements are probably in the book already.
Oh, you think? You don't know though. You haven't read it.
I don't know, but I mean it's like I don't even know how old the book is, but I know it's not like the movie isn't directly based on like the events that happened. The movie's based on the book that was written whenever it was written.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know if that worked. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the movie.
Of course.
Because it has this like real folk horror like vibe to it.
Yeah, and
like
you love
throughout,
like,
and I just thought it was kind of mesmerizing. And when they get to that, I mean, but also the movie is effective in the other way. Like it is like a very emotional, like grief-stricken film about parents losing a kid, and I think it works in that way too.
Yeah, and
I really like the final like 20 minutes too.
Oh, nice.
And what it had to say about being a creative and how you process things in different ways, and
yeah,
that all kind of worked for me.
Yeah,
Probably because of the music they were playing. But
well, we talked about that too. Like, what does their Arrival music just like
it's
play
kind
in
of a cheat.
everything?
Yeah, it's the same guy that scored this movie. So his name's Max Richter, I think, and
Mhm.
he scored the entirety of Hamnet. And I guess they just brought in this specific like track that
Do
he's
you
used
have
in
a
other
scene that
stuff.
needs to be really sad? Okay, this is the one
Let me
for
bring
you.
this thing in that I used in Arrival. I think it's been used in some other stuff too, though.
Yeah, listen, I can get down with the like artsy, deep stuff, okay? But like for me, like her watching this play that her husband did, and it ends up being about the death of their son, and it's like just this like really, it was just really weird
Well,
shit. And
I
I
thought
just
it
like
was
it was too like artsy for me. It was just like, I don't know.
I thought it was well done the way they showed both sides, because when she first and how they kind of come together, because when she first starts watching it, she's like almost pissed off. She's like, I can't believe you would
Oh
take the
yeah.
death of our son and
Yeah.
like showcase it in this way
Well, I
and
told
exploit
you.
it basically. Like,
Yeah.
but then as it goes on, she starts to understand what it is and what her husband's trying to do. And I just thought that that was kind of beautiful the way that it
Well,
comes together like that.
to me, it meant that art can heal you.
Yeah.
Like her watching that helped her process the death of her son.
Well, it was her watching, or it was her coming to an understanding of the way that her husband processed it that
Yeah.
almost helped her
Yeah.
heal
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
death of her son.
Right.
It wasn't the actual like watching the play itself,
Right. No.
but it was actually having it click that, oh, this is the way that he's processing the grief.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
actually does care.
Yeah.
And I just thought that that was really well
And like
done.
I said, it just kind of taught, like it was saying that like we use art, different art forms to like express ourselves and understand things, and like, yeah. So I mean, like I did appreciate that, but again, anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked about Hamden enough. We can talk about sentimental value for a little bit. I don't have I don't have much to say. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was good performances, but I just couldn't resonate with anything or anybody, and I didn't have much to take away from it.
I didn't like it, and I should have resonated with it because it is about the eldest daughter, and
Yeah.
I am the eldest daughter, and I know what that's like. And um to be the first of the family, and you kind of get those the things that the battle scars that come with being the first child of the family and stuff, the
Yeah.
growing pains of being the eldest. And I don't know, I just, like you said, I didn't really like anybody, like I didn't even really love Elle Fanning's character. I just thought everybody was just blah, and the story was blah, and I couldn't wait for it to be over. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
what
that's great.
That's what I think about that.
I saw The Bride. Hold on a second. Hoppers.
Hoppers.
We got to talk about Hoppers.
Yeah, so we went to see Hoppers at the theater with our kids. I thought that it was good. I thought it was good. Not great. It felt
It was
a little,
mid-tier Pixar.
yeah, it felt like a little, generic kind of streaming movie that every animated film feels like now. It wasn't no Toy Story or anything, or the first Frozen or whatever, or Moana even.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was okay. It was fine. I don't know. I felt like it finally like started to make me laugh. I feel like it took a little bit. It felt a little slow to start, especially for a kid movie. I did hear some people like complaining that it might have been a little scary for like some younger kids.
Yeah.
With like the robotic, there's like a robot, and like at one point the flesh comes, like the fake skin comes off, and it's like this kind of really creepy looking.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, he was kind of creepy.
But
So
you know what? That's ridiculous. You know
Yeah.
how many movies we watched as kids where like there was so many like creepy moments and imagery and things like that. And like when did you watch Who Framed Roger
Well,
Rabbit?
yeah, but I mean, they're talking about like taking their like 3-year-old or something.
I don't care. Kids need to be scared.
Okay,
I'm
well,
tired of this
we kind of have
sissy
differing opinions
baby-fied.
about.
It's a cartoon.
I know, no, I know. I'm not like that extreme, but like you think that it's
We both watched
okay.
Beetlejuice when we were like 5 or 6.
Yeah, but I don't, like, you think it's okay for like a little kid to watch like Chucky stabbing people. And
I don't think it's
yes,
okay.
you've always thought like to let our daughter watch that kind of stuff, and I just don't think that that's acceptable. I just don't think that's okay. But anyway,
Okay, well, we're talking about two different things here. Yeah, Hoppers is okay. I liked how they would show the animals, like how they would
how
be
they
talking
really were,
and how they really were
yeah,
like the eyes. I thought that was pretty creative.
it would
and
go
fun.
between like realistic and then like cartoony, like
Yeah,
more like puppy dog eyes.
and all the emoji stuff that led to some fun like moments and laughs.
The beaver, wait, he was a beaver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a, what's the other word? An otter? Was it an
Otter.
otter or a beaver?
They were beavers.
They were beavers. Okay.
Yeah, they were building dams. And stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty cute with them like getting the phone and like doing the beaver emoji, and it would just be like beaver, beaver, and then it would, which could be kind of inappropriate. Did they do that on purpose?
Beaver, eggplant.
And then it would be like, no. Then it did like hospital. It was cute. It was cute. It had some cute, funny moments. Again, not perfect. I'm like, I don't need to see it again. But anyway.
Yeah, and I was looking at the voice cast. It was John Hamm was the mayor, and Dave Franco was the little, which I think we figured out while we were watching it.
No, I really didn't.
Was the caterpillar that turned into his mom got AIDS.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And I forget the other cast.
I knew Dave Franco was in it, but I actually didn't know who he played.
Yeah, he was. I could tell when we were watching it. He was.
And then real quick, I did want to say that like the main character, the girl, she's like kind of this like tomboy girl into nature and stuff, you know, had a sweet relationship, kind of a different.
She's like an activist.
Kind of a different relationship, you know, like her parents were like not around. She like stayed with her grandma. And then of course, well, I won't spoil anything, but you know, had a different kind of like relationship dynamic going on. But the girl, she reminded me of the character from Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Yeah, they looked very similar to me. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Because I feel like Big Hero 6 is kind of like forgotten about. Like
it's slept on. It's a good one. I've always loved Big Hero 6.
I'm really surprised that they never made another one. So
they should have.
Yeah.
They should have. I was just gonna say I watched The Bride, and I wish that you would have experienced that with me.
I knew that I would have hated it.
I wish you would have been a part of it.
I know without having seen it that I would have.
I'm gonna make you watch it when I get the 4K.
When you got home, I said, "So how was it?" I said, "It was awful, wasn't it?" And you're like, "You would have hated it." And I'm like, "I knew it. Like I know me. I knew when I saw that trailer. Every time I would look at you and say, "No way in hell I'm seeing that."
It was
it looked like Joker 2. It looked like Joker 2.
You know what's interesting is that the same person did the cinematography that did both Joker movies. Same person did the music that did both Joker movies. So it really was kind of like Joker 3.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I saw The Protector. I haven't really talked about this. It's a Mila Jovovich movie.
Dying to talk about
her daughter gets kidnapped by sex traffickers, and she has to go after them. And the movie's very generic and basic throughout, but it had a really cool ending. And I was almost like, you all should have played the whole movie like this.
Yeah.
Because it was a really interesting angle to take.
Yeah. I mean, you told me about it. It seemed cool.
But throughout the entire movie is very generic, basic, bland, even the fighting, everything felt super low budget. And then you get to the ending reveal and you're like, oh, damn, that's actually really cool. And it didn't make the movie any better, though. Because the movie's still like the same throughout.
Yeah,
I feel like
it was such a small.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Let's talk about His and Hers, which is a mini series that we watched.
His and Hers, yeah. This was
on Netflix.
It was like a 6 episode, I think.
6 episodes.
Yeah, I kind of like was a little optimistic about it. Like not at first. You tried to get me to watch it, and then I was at the bookstore and I saw that it was a book, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe we should watch the show. And well, I had heard someone say like, oh man, that twist at the end, and so you know, I was intrigued. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of, to me, it was just a little, I don't know, bland, it just felt like it was missing something.
Yeah.
Like it had potential, but it was just.
I was checked out for sure. Like in I feel like episode 2, 3, and 4, and they kind of brought me back a little bit in 5 and 6 because they were kind of wrapping things
For-
up. And
Yeah, for being this kind of like murder mystery type of thing, it just like didn't engage me like I think it should have. I know we both talked about though the reveal without spoiling anything. Um, I know that
well, we
you
both thought we
really,
were so sure. Like I predicted who the killer was, like in
yeah,
episode 2 or 3,
right.
and then it
Well,
turns out
well, we don't want to.
I'm not saying who I
Well, it's
predicted.
kind of like a spoiler though to be like,
I'm just saying I
I thought
predicted
we
it,
knew,
and then I was like, okay, this is pretty much going as I thought it would.
yeah,
And then they introduced something else at like the very, very end. And
yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty cool.
yeah.
So I think that
Didn't you feel like it was a little odd though, like how wrapped up they made it, and then it's like there's this like pause.
it's like an epilogue.
Yeah, and then we get this. I don't know. It like I felt like it could have hit a lot harder than it did for me. Like it was like, oh, okay, like yeah, I guess that's cool. But then it's also kind of like I don't know if they like played it right. I don't know. It was like something off a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, the
But
show wasn't the best,
yeah,
like most well put together show.
yeah.
John Bernthal's in it, Tessa Thompson. They both do decent jobs. They're both good actors, so they're capable at handling material.
I
But
don't know.
I just thought it was just okay. Everything
He
kind of came
kind of
off a little
acts the
bland.
same in everything.
He does.
And she
But I usually like what he does though.
yeah. And like she like I'll just say that there is a sex scene in it. And I mean, this girl just acts like she doesn't know how to have sex. It was just to me, it was a very weird.
I heard
sex
you say
scene.
that.
I'm like, what is she doing right now? Like, you are not acting like you know how to have sex. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just say that.
I got no comment on that. Next up, we watched The Toxic Avenger
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah,
This was your favorite movie that you've watched in the past 6 months, I feel like.
no.
When we were watching it, you love this movie.
The Toxic Avenger, this one
You
surprised.
just shock me sometimes with the stuff that you like. I can never put my finger on it.
You can and you can't. Like I'll throw in a random one, I'll be like, wow. Yeah, I don't know. This one was just like,
And you got no
listen,
context, you got no previous experience with the franchise, you know nothing about it.
no. Now I will say, like, I gave it 3 stars. Okay. Like I didn't give it like 5 stars.
I gave
or
it 3
anything.
stars
I
too.
gave it 3 stars, but it surprised me because, like I thought that this just would have been like terrible and not my
You
cup
were
of
laughing
tea.
so much throughout. It was like it was 2005 when we were watching Wedding Crashers in the theater for the first time.
It just it's just like really out there, and I just thought the like special effects and stuff was just like fun, and the costumes and just stuff, I don't know, and I enjoyed the like kind of
You liked it when he ripped somebody's butthole out?
the just like style of it. It almost like felt not cartoony, but it just had this like aesthetic to it. I don't know. I just for some reason it worked for me. It might have just been the mood that I was in. Sometimes if I'm in just like the right mood, those
Yeah.
like really crazy movies. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the first Toxic Avenger is very goofy, and I don't think it's this like sacred cow that you can't remake and do something a little bit more interesting with it.
Mhm.
And I think they kind of did that here. There were some things
so
that missed for me and things that hit.
Peter Dinklage
I liked him.
the Toxic Avenger, and I enjoyed him as this character.
Well, I mean, they actually bring a character to it because the
Yeah.
originals, he's not really a character.
Yeah.
Like he's just over the top and goofy Toxic Avenger.
Yeah,
Toxic.
I enjoyed him as this character. Elijah Wood is also in it, but I did not care for his character. He's playing just this very like
He's playing the penguin.
meek. Yeah, he looks like the penguin. Just this kind of like he doesn't like have a lot to do. He's just very like timid, quiet.
I like Kevin Bacon in it. He didn't have
Um,
too much to do, but I always like seeing Kevin Bacon and stuff.
Yeah, and the girl that kind of like helped Peter Dinklage. I don't know her name. She was
Uh,
in Zola.
Oh
and-
yeah, she was in the Welcome to Dairy show too.
yeah, she's good. I like her.
Yeah, she's good.
But yeah, it was. I don't know. I had fun with it. So
It was fun.
You
It
just
wasn't.
never
It
know
wasn't
around here.
terrible. And then we're gonna end this by talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. I saw this in the theaters last year, and this was your first time watching.
yeah, so you talked so much shit about this movie.
I hated
like,
this movie.
You hated
I hated it.
so bad. And like, I will say that like I ended up not seeing this in theater with you all because like my like excitement for it just kind of died down. Plus, I don't love like Scarlett Johansson and stuff. And so I don't know, for whatever reason,
You don't like what's her name in the movie? Isn't her name Zola?
shit. Shit.
I want to have
It's
to look it
something
up.
like a video game name.
It's like Zoltan or something. It's something wild.
Zotan. I feel like it starts with an A. R.
I don't know. Keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, you talked so
Zora.
Zora.
I was close. Zora, which is a species in the Zelda universe.
Anyway, you had talked so negatively about this film, and I was like, oh yeah, like that sucks. You know, I could kind of tell that it didn't look the best. But anyway, we ended up watching it at home. Finally, I'm like, you know what the hell? Like, couldn't decide on anything, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to watch it. Let's turn that on. And like, while it's not great, I told Ken, I'm like, you like really sold this as like god awful. It's not that bad.
I just think the family is so irritating and
Yeah.
awful, and it's so stupid. Such a terrible decision to make them like half of the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
the family is really obnoxious for sure, but also so are the main characters.
I'm not saying Zora and the gang are any much better.
No.
But they're a little bit better.
Yeah.
And they should have been the focus of the movie. Like in their mission and what they were doing. And
Yeah.
having to keep cut back to this stupid family that I just don't
Yeah.
care about at all.
I mean, it did,
is so
you know,
irritating.
it did feel like it was missing that, like, you know, soul of Jurassic Park or whatever.
Well, it's been missing that soul since probably the first one, honestly.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I like the Lost World though. But
it did have, even though all of the characters are pretty much insufferable. It did have some cool dinosaur stuff. And I don't know, I still like had like some fun with it. I don't know, like I didn't hate it as much as you did. I mean, I can't even say that I hated it. I just think that the acting was terrible, the writing was terrible.
Everything was terrible, but I didn't hate it. Sometimes that happens though.
Like the acting was terrible and the writing was terrible. And so while those are both like not great things to have in your movie, like there was still something enjoyable about it. And I guess it was the dinosaurs and like the look of it and stuff. Like even you said that it like looks good and has good, you know.
Yeah, I bought the 4K.
Of course you did.
You know.
So I don't know.
Look,
you know, maybe
the
next one can like turn it around. Maybe they can like.
I'm interested to see where they take Zora and
hopefully
and the gang.
She gets ate by
and the family. I'm sure they'll come back and they'll be
God.
like scientists this time.
Oh, and real quick,
Zora.
You hated the kid having a dinosaur in her backpack. I personally loved that. So
well, the dinosaur would have been like 50, 60 pounds. There's no way she's
unrealistic, but
struggling
I thought
through
it was,
the jungle with that.
You know, it's cute. She was like Dora the Explorer or something.
I will say I upped my score from a 1.5 to 2.5 stars.
Oh.
I'm now in the position on the movie that it is terrible, one of the worst movies I've seen in my life.
Oh.
But I can have fun watching it and making fun of it.
Oh.
So
I don't know if that's fair, but okay.
It's fallen into the camp of so bad it's still bad, but kind of fun to make fun of.
Okay. One of the worst movies you've ever seen. I don't know about that, but okay. Anyway,
it's pretty terrible. That's it.
Um,
unless you can think of something else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I watched Undertone recently, but I did a short on it.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of stuff, but I don't have.
We've slowed down the past couple of weeks. We haven't really watched too much.
Yeah. So there you have it. Caught up thus far. And I guess what are we at? We're at 57 minutes. So I guess we can chat a bit about
Gen Z.
The Gen Z stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, I thought you were going to pull it up.
Oh no, I'm not pulling anything up. I said I would put this in post.
Oh, I thought you said.
I did. I told you just to send me the image and I can put it over.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to pull anything.
My bad. I thought that you were going to pull it up to look at this. Okay. So basically, you know, we've done a video about the theater before. This was been what, almost 2 years ago, maybe, or?
Yeah, it was September or something of 2024.
Okay. So
we've done a couple, but the last big one we did that kind of blew up a little bit, you know, for us at least.
Yeah, so, we've talked about the movie theater experience and, how it's kind of gone downhill and, we weren't going for a while and stuff like that. And, that's kind of been the theme for the theaters in general, it seems like. It's not just us, like people aren't getting out and going to the movies like they used to, right?
Yeah.
And so there was this article that Hollywood Reporter put out, and there's been other, like you said, you've talked about this a little bit too on your channel. And so it just said, can Gen Z save Hollywood? Essentially talking about the movie theater. And I just thought it was kind of interesting because they have some like different graphs, statistics and stuff. And they have it into like three categories. They have it millennials, which is what we are. We're giving away our age. We're millennials. Millennials, and then they have Gen Z and Gen X. Or it's Gen X and then Gen Z. Does it go in alphabetical order?
So Gen X is before us.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Gen X is like 80s to 90s.
Oh, wow. How did I not know that?
Or
Okay.
no, maybe 70s to 80s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I keep getting a tickle in my throat. Okay.
So like my sister.
So yeah. So
I mean,
it's Gen X, millennials, and then Gen Z. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this one particular graph they do from years 2019 through 2025, right? And so it says that, in 2019, millennials are going to the movies. It says 42% of millennials are accounting for the theater audience.
Yeah, I mean
So
that
42% in 2019. So millennials,
a lot of new
covers
parents.
what years does
I feel like for millennials in 2019, a lot of new parents, a lot of parents that grew up with superhero movies, Pixar movies.
Mhm.
A lot of the movies that were coming out around that time were Pixar sequels, Marvel sequels. We're still getting that,
Mhm.
but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
And I just think that was kind of an explosion. That was a bubble that was just building and building and building and kind of burst with the pandemic a little bit.
Yeah, so basically in 2019, all you need to know is millennials were the ones carrying the box office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, like I said, that makes sense. Marvel,
Yeah.
Pixar,
So
nostalgia, Star Wars.
and just to kind of see the difference, like millennials was at 42%, and then we've got Gen Z at 34% of the audience, and then good old Gen X at just 17%.
Good old Gen X. They're getting older. They can't make out the theaters much.
And I'll just go ahead and spoil it right now. Gen X stays the same. They're always the lowest. So
Okay.
they don't like the movies, okay?
Well, they were probably pretty high in the 90s,
Yeah. So okay, then
early 2000s.
We jump from 2019 to 2022, and millennials goes down a little bit. Now, mind you, this is after COVID and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if they really account for any of that. But millennials accounts for 37% of the moviegoers, and we've got the Gen Z jumping up a little bit to 35%. So they're catching up to us in 2022. Okay. And like I said, it's no spoiler here. Gen X, they stay down on the 17, 16%. Okay?
At least they're consistent.
So it's us and Gen Z, okay, carrying the box office.
I feel like what Gen X is people that are still going to the movies of the Gen X generation in 2019, 2018. Nothing really changed too much for them in their life.
Yeah.
And they're probably cinephiles and movie lovers, and that's just going to stay the same.
Yeah. And they're watching stuff at home.
Whereas millennials, we were having kids and stuff like that, raising families, and then COVID kind of changed the dynamic of everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like now millennials only go to the movies if it's like a kids movie or a big event movie, something they can take their kids to, because it's just hard for them to get out.
Yeah.
Get babysitters, pay for babysitters, things like that.
Yeah.
Our problem.
Right. Which is what we talked about in that video. I'll try to link it in the description. But okay, so then we jump to 2023 and we have been passed up. Okay. So millennials are at 34% at that point, and the Gen Z has gone up to 37%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then in 2024, we're down another percent. We're at 33%, and Gen Z is at 38%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 2025, they are at 39%. We're at 32. So we're down a little bit more again. And then again, like I said, Gen X is just
So
staying the same.
39 and 32.
So, yep, 39 and 32 as of last year.
So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense because if you look at Gen Z as a generation that's getting older,
Yeah.
they've got jobs, maybe, girlfriends, boyfriends, stuff like that. Like you think about us when we were in our early
Right,
20s,
right.
we were going to the movies all the time.
Yeah.
You have nothing else to worry about.
Right.
So that's Gen Z right now.
Right.
And they're older, they got money, they can go to the theaters, they don't have kids.
Right.
So that makes a lot of sense that they
So
would
it's
be the
like,
ones to make
is
that
this
most.
really anything new, or is this just the cycle of life? Like,
I mean,
right?
you'd have to go back and look at the data. If somebody has data from the 90s, was it Gen X that had the most were the most viewings? Like, were they viewing the most movies in the theaters? Was the
Also,
baby boomers in the middle?
also, I feel like, there's so many variables in this because, streaming availabilities have changed through the years. More people do stay at home and watch stuff. And so, millennials, they're going to be less inclined to fight to get out there because they're just like, oh, what the hell? I'm tired anyway. I'll wait till it comes out on streaming.
But it is hopeful because Gen Z and just looking at the evolution of everything's gone more streaming. They could do the same thing.
But also, it's kind of interesting to think, we had kids, we're millennials, but we started having kids quite early, some would say. Now, we weren't, 16 and pregnant or anything, but we were, early 20s, early to mid 20s, I guess. I don't know. I was 22 and were you 24, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we had our first child. So, but we're now getting to the point to where our kids can stay home by themselves and we're getting back out into the theater. And so I feel like we know a lot of younger parents, so I feel like, but it's just not everybody. I don't know. I do feel like, you can say that not everybody is in love with the movies or whatever, but I do feel like it is a very popular form of entertainment. People
it still is,
Yeah.
and the right movie comes out. It's just a lot of people look at movies differently now. Like they see the big Marvel tentpole movies. There's only certain movies that people think are must see in theaters.
Yeah.
And most people will look at what's coming out and they'll be like, I can stream that in a month. I don't need to go to the theater to see that.
Well, I think too, cost is just a big thing. Even if you can afford it, it's still kind of just annoying and frustrating to go to the movies and drop $50, on some tickets, popcorn and candy and a drink, it can just be damn.
I mean, if you're by yourself and you're the only person you have to worry about, then, I go to the movies during the week now and I spend $9 or $9.50 on a ticket and I'll bring in my own concessions and stuff. And that's all I spend.
But let me
But
ask
if
you
we
a
all go
question.
out together,
Are
I'm
you
spending
really helping the
120.
theater that much by doing that?
I'd like to think so. It's a ticket sold.
Okay,
I'm
so
part of the
let's continue
equation.
here. Then they have another little graph, and this is just for Gen Z because we're focused on Gen Z here because apparently they're going to save the movie theater. So it talks about who does Gen Z go to see movies with? Who are they going with? Are they going alone? Are they going with friends? Are they going with a girlfriend? Are they going with parents? Who are they going with? Okay, so
I like to think they're going with their movie lover mom or dad.
Okay, so in 2019, Gen X, or I'm sorry, I'm going to confuse everyone. Gen Z was, let's see, 19% were going with a date, boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay. And then you jump to 2025, only 14% were taking a date. Okay. So I don't really know what that means, but
so how many
they were younger and they were taking a date, and now that they're older, they're not taking dates. That's weird, right? In 2019, 19% of them were taking a date, and then we jumped to 2025, only 14% of them are taking dates now. Okay, so continue
People
on.
don't know how to talk to the opposite sex anymore.
Okay, so here it is. They switch it. It's because they go from date to spouse partner. That's stupid. I don't know if that's really relevant. Okay, so
Mhm.
then it goes 2019, 4% of Gen Z is taking a spouse or partner, which
The movies are bringing people together.
and then jump to 2025, 6% goes with a spouse or partner. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 2019, 9% went with a family member or another child. And then 2025, 10% with a family member or child. Okay, let's skip here again. So then it breaks it down into friend categories. Do they go with a couple of friends, or do they go with a big group of friends? Which I think is
Big group.
I think is interesting. So we're talking about 5 or more friends here. So a big group. So in 2019, 8% went with 5 or more friends. And then you jump to 2025, now only 6% go with 5 or more friends.
I think the big friend group is the generation below. It's our son, who's I think Gen A. What is it now?
I don't know.
What's the one after Z? Is it
Don't know.
Y? I think it's Y.
I have no idea.
I think it's Gen Y.
And then the 2 to 4 friends is drastically different.
Because that's Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft. Kids are going out in hordes, like clumped together, watching those movies.
So 2 to 4 friends. 2019, 26% they would go with 2 to 4 friends, which is still like a good little group. And then you go to 2025, 21%, 2 to 4 friends. But here's how I end it. You look like you're going to laugh about something. So all you need to know, though, is Gen Z is more likely to go to theaters with family than a date.
Okay.
Family
they love their family.
Family beats it at 31% as of currently.
Gen Z values family.
Or they're just at
I think that's a good thing.
So what's the ages of Gen Z right now?
It means they're not rebellious. It means they feel comfortable.
But how old are these people? I need to know. How old are they?
I don't know.
Is it like 20 to 30?
I think it's 20 to 30 right now.
Okay.
I'd have to look though. I don't know the exact years. I mean, it might be early 30s. It might be both of your younger brothers.
And we're also kind of like in this age, like, I don't know, the internet tells me anyway, that we're like in this age of like people not wanting to find partners anymore. Because it's too expensive, or which I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, because like you need like someone's help to like help pay bills. So it's like you need to join with someone,
Well, it's the courting process.
Yeah, people like don't know how to find people like everything's online now. No one knows how to talk to anybody, and
there's more high maintenance girls out there than there were in the early 2000s.
That's sexist.
2010s.
That's sexist.
They want that. They want those guys that make 6 figures. Because you have to have that to be able to support a family nowadays. That makes sense.
What were you gonna say though a minute ago? You were smirking and.
I think you said something about 2 to 4 friends, and you're like, "That's a pretty good little group." And I was gonna say something to the effect of, "If I had 2 friends, I would consider myself lucky."
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Ken's a loner over here. Okay, and then I'll just kind of end it with they just have like a pie chart of the different theater chains and like which ones are the most popular currently. Let's see. So the number one, the one that takes up the biggest part of the pie graph at 38% is others. So like independent, like it doesn't even say like the names of them. So I guess like Escape and
Keystone.
Yeah.
That was one that we used to have.
Yeah. So, and then next at 24% is AMC Theaters. And then we have at 16% Regal. And then at 15% is Cinemark, which is us, which is like mostly all that we have around here. So that's kind of like interesting to me that it's like
everybody talks about it all the time. AMC is like getting ready to go under. They're like not making money anymore and stuff like that.
Because they're doing like that A-list shit. And
yeah, everybody's
like,
that.
I can see 5 movies a week for $1.
Yeah, they're gonna get rid of that eventually.
Yeah.
But enjoy it while it's here. I wish I could, but AMC sucks around here, and it doesn't
We have
ever.
one, and
It
they don't even have
never.
recliners.
It
Like,
never has times that work for me.
mm.
Like the times are always like they don't even start showing movies till like 1:30 or something.
Oh, really? I
So
thought that they did have some morning ones, but okay. And then the
no.
last one at 7% was Cineplex.
Okay.
So
I've heard good things about Cineplex. Oh, other
Um,
would also be like Alamo Draft House, stuff like that.
yeah, so yeah, I was just gonna kind of like read some comments off of the post just to see what some people were saying about it. Somebody said, weird to not poll on how many Gen Z go to the theaters by themselves. That's me 80% of the time. So yeah,
Oh,
that is interesting. They didn't even put like solo.
yeah.
It was like, who do you go with? You
Yeah.
know, period.
Gen Z's
Somebody
loner.
said, the question was, can Gen Z save the theater? Somebody said, no, sorry, they can't. They are too glued to their phones and have no real inclination of what life was like pre-internet. Their attention span is 5 seconds.
That sounds like a boomer that wrote that.
It's true though.
It's
Come
not
on.
true. It's a generalization. I hate generalizations. Don't generalize an entire group based on based on a YouTube video that you watched.
Okay, listen.
You know?
Someone else said no. Gen Z sets on TikTok in the movie theater. Seen it 3 times so far this year alone.
Well, I told you I was in the theater with some people that looked like they were in their early 20s and they were like completely engrossed in Undertone. So,
But also, it's the people like under Gen Z too, the younger ones, like the teenagers.
yeah.
Like they're, everybody's addicted to their phone, but like the people under, like we
We were just lucky that we didn't have it.
yeah, we're like in that period
If
where
we had it, we would have done the same thing.
right. But like, it doesn't mean that something's not true just because like you know what I mean? Like it can mean that they are addicted. Like,
Yeah, but you're saying everybody's addicted. So by that logic, then the person that's 50 or 55 on their phone all the time is no better than the person that's 15 on their phone all the time.
yeah, but I'm just saying it doesn't sell the fact that they're going to save the theater. Like if they don't care about.
Oh, I mean, I think movies are what do the kids say these days? Cooked. I think they're done.
Okay, somebody said, as a Gen Z or myself, absolutely. I think a large portion of my generation cares deeply for the cinema experience.
I do too.
Somebody said, you're so incredibly wrong. 30% of Gen Z barely watch movies. They say that they don't have time or attention. Somebody said, yes, we can.
But you know, something that debunks that is that podcasts are like the biggest thing in the world, and people will sit there and listen to like a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then somebody said,
but there is something a little bit different about that. Listening to people talk, having a conversation about something you're interested in versus watching a 2-hour like narrative that you have to completely lock into. You may not have to completely lock into a conversation. That's pretty casual. Like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
On the Married with Media podcast.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just kind of reading some comments there, but yeah, I don't know. I think that, hopefully the theater's not going anywhere for a little bit.
I mean, I said this the other day, is Gen Z going to save movies? I don't know, but it's good to be optimistic sometimes.
Here.
And to be like, maybe there is hope for the future.
Nobody is going to collectively save the movie theater. We all have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, do we all have to be so negative all the time?
Yeah.
Let's just put our trust and faith in the future and trust that they got it.
Did
we really do a great job of setting up this world? No. So how can we point to them and say that they're going to do any worse?
Yeah. Well, again, things are just different now. Like we just said, we were there at the creation of like social media and having this little thing in your phone.
Isn't that wild?
Anywhere, everywhere. So
we were right there on the marker.
Yeah, like we knew, we were teenagers, like we knew what it was like to not have it and then to have it. And so like, like our kids, like they don't know what it was like to not deal with that. And so I don't know. Anyway,
Our kids don't know what it's like if you want to watch one of your favorite like music videos, you have to download it for 4 hours
yeah.
on Kazaa.
Or like if you want to hear your favorite song, you have to just hope that the radio plays it. You just
Yeah.
like keep it on the radio station and like pray that it comes on.
Or wait for it to come on TRL in the afternoon after school.
Right.
And then they play it for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. We did forget to say in the beginning, make sure you like this podcast. You know, it will be on YouTube. It will be on Spotify. It will be on Apple Podcast. You know, leave us a comment if you want to chat about the Oscars, if you want to chat about any of the movies, if you want to talk about this Gen Z stuff. Are you a Gen Z person? Am I talking shit about you? I mean, I wasn't.
I'll try to be nice.
I wasn't. But you know, yeah, everybody's addicted to their phone, so it just is what it is. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
I'm good.
Like the video, comment, all those things, and I guess we'll see you in our next one.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.